am the God. El Chapo. I am the God. El Chapo.
Sorry for this event because we're going to be able to look back and say that this event was the catalyst for our company.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
But I say that because I'm excited, and I also say that because I'm challenged. I'm excited because this moment in history will never be forgotten. But I'm challenged because the fact of the matter is, many of you are going to miss it if you don't take the right action.
Hello.
Because in the next 3 years, this company will go in the history books. The gun's already fired off. The race has already begun. And I'm challenged, I'm scared because 3 years from now, just because you've gotten involved, if you don't take the right action, this could be the biggest mistake you've ever made. So I'm going to do my best to do a raw, uncut training just to deliver the information needed to inspire you, move you, touch you, to go out there and take hold of this opportunity. Because 3 years from now, this company is going to become a household name. You're not going to be able to walk outside without talking to somebody, without them hearing about what WG is. So you're at the right place at the right time. How many of you guys are ready to take the right action? Say aye! So I'm super fired up to be here. I'm going to share with you a lot of golden nuggets. And I'm going to start off by saying a lot of the information I got today, I got from a gentleman you're going to get a chance to hear from a little bit later on, named Mr. Cliff Braun. I'm not going to give him credit for the information. Does that make sense? Okay? But I want to let you know that I got it from him, okay? You know, it's so crazy because a couple years ago, when I met him for the first time, 8 years ago, I had a chance to hang out with him. And when you hang out with Mr. Cliff Braun and his brother Mr. Dave Braun, it's very hard to spend a couple minutes with them without learning something, without learning culture, without everything about them is edification. And I remember hanging out with him for the first time. We were walking through the Grove, just hanging out. I think we went to the movies. And I asked him, I said, man, you know, Mr. Cliff Braun, what is the secret? What do I have to do? How do I make this business work? And that day he shared with me 3 things. How many of you guys want to know what these 3 things are?
Yeah.
He shared with me, he said, Julian, if you want to make this business work, it's going to take 3 things. You got to be willing to lie, you got to be willing to cheat, and you got to be willing to steal. Now half of you are like, okay, I'm in the right place, right? The other half of you are like, you hear your little word, you're like, where am I? What is this? And when he shared with me, he says, Julian, you have to be willing to lie awake at night, dreaming about the possibilities. He said you got to be willing to cheat yourself out of the things you like today for the things you'll love tomorrow. You got to cheat yourself out of the Netflix. You got to cheat yourself out of The Walking Dead, The Bachelorette. You got to cheat yourself out of growing your lawn so you can grow your mind.
Hello.
He said you got to be willing to cheat yourself out of washing your clothes so you can clean your life. And he said you got to be willing to steal. You got to be willing to steal every great idea from the people that have the things that you want. And I humbly stand in front of you to say that I'm up here because I stole a lot of great ideas. And these ideas I'm going to share with you today. And that's why I'm so fired up. You guys ready?
Yeah.
If you're ready, sound ready?
Ready.
So before we jump in, I just kind of want to share a little of myself, just for not complete strangers. When I got involved in this industry, I had nothing that you thought a person that would succeed needs to have. In fact, I remember hanging out with Cliff Braun for the first time. He was the first trainer in 5 years. I was in this industry for 5 years, didn't make any money. Until 5 years I met Mr. Cliff Braun and he pulled my head out of my butt. He was honest with me. He said, Julian, look, if you want to succeed in this business, it doesn't matter how you get started. You could be a loser when you walk in here, but you can't stay a loser in the business. He says, you got to change the way you talk, you got to change the way you dress. You got to become a person of influence. And I said, I'm willing to do it all, I'm willing to learn it all, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And my life changed after that. I went from a loser, overweight, being in an emotionally abusive relationship. I went from the biggest income I ever made in a month, $1,000 a month, biggest team I ever had, 15 active people, to traveling all around the world and making this happen and building some solid relationships. But the fact of the matter is, you know, I love the number game because numbers are so true, and I'm going to be honest with you. 3% of us are going to make it.
Yes.
It's a bitch. 97% of people you meet today are going to fail.
Yep.
But you know what's cool? 5% of people in the world are willing to invest their time and money into their advancement of their life.
Yep.
And 3% of that 5 become wealthy. You guys understand that?
Yes.
What's exciting is that you're already part of the 5%.
Oh, yes.
You invested your time, your money, you walked through those doors because you wanted to advance your life. Let's give you all a round of applause. So I'm going to share with you some of the ways that we build our business, some of the philosophies that we have, some of the things that you can adopt. It's like a buffet. Take what you like, leave what you don't. Okay? So here's where it all started. When we got started in this business, we understood the value that it was important for us to be system-driven versus people-driven. That we got to sacrifice the individual ego for the team ego. Because think about solid business, the companies that made it, they run systems. They don't depend on people, they depend on systems. Isn't it true that we can take somebody in, I don't know, Los Angeles, put them into a 17-year-old, put them into a McDonald's, and then take that same person, put them in a McDonald's in Miami, and they can run the business just with a little bit of training. True or not true?
True.
Why is that? Because there's a system. You know, when you get started in this business, you got to follow the system. What's the system? The system's going out there using the product. The system is going out there sharing the product to people. The system is teaching people how to share. The system is leading people to teach people how to share. Can you do that?
Yes.
But you know the challenges? The challenge when people get started, they bring their ego. They're ego-driven. They go, man, you know what? I got this. I know how to do it. I'm going to do it my own way. And here's what I'm going to share with you. It doesn't matter your background. We have so many people that get involved. It doesn't matter if you were a millionaire prior to this or whatever it is. If you've never done network marketing, actually let me cross that out. If you've never succeeded in network marketing before, you don't know how to build this business. I mean, here's the craziest thing, right? We've got to follow the system. I mean, you know, the fastest point from two locations from A to B is what? A straight line. Here's what happens. People get involved, they bring their own ego, and they're just saying stuff like, man, you know, I can't make it to the meeting on Thursday because I got to watch my dog. You know, that meeting on Thursday, you know, it sounds good, but, you know what I mean, I can't make it because it's too far. And it just trips me out. I mean, think about it. How many of you by show of hands has a job? If your boss told you, tomorrow, there's a meeting at 9:30 a.m., how many of you would show up, no questions asked? Would it even matter if it was your kid's birthday? You would show up because you want to keep your job, but all of a sudden there's a meeting to grow your life. And you're like, I don't know if I can make it. We have people that are willing to show up harder for someone else's dreams than to show up for their own dreams. I mean, we get so inspired by other people's success stories. My question is, how many of them do you need to hear so you create your success story? So we got to be system-driven. We got to follow the system. We got to put in the work. You know, so many people complain about the results they didn't get with the work they didn't do. You know, my mentor told me, he goes, Julian, if you're willing to do the things we tell you to do in the manner that we tell you to do it, you're going to have success. And we did it, no questions asked. I mean, it's just crazy how so many of us are willing to show up more for other people than we'll show up for ourselves. So we got to be system-driven. Everybody say system-driven. System-driven. Right? The next thing that we got to learn is to become team-driven versus ego-driven.
Yes.
It's all about the team. It's all about playing, you know, for the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey.
Yellow.
Because the star of the team is the team. You know, I love basketball. Any of your fans of basketball?
Yeah.
Right? And college basketball, one of my favorite coaches and actually really great leadership mentors. And what's so cool is that Mr. Clifton actually got a chance to hang out with him and learn from him, is a gentleman named John Wooden. And John Wooden led the UCLA Bruins to 11 consecutive victories. Is that a pretty good track record?
Yeah.
And you know why they won? Because he had a simple philosophy. He said, pass before you shoot. Give your teammates the opportunity for the glory. And what have we built our business that way? That we put our team first. That we sacrifice the ego for the team, the individual for the team. Do you think we can win?
Yes.
Because here's what I'm fired up about. My commitment right here, right now, is to make sure that our company is the #1 company in the industry. That we're going to change the game. And that we're going to get your bank account to speak another language. We're going to get your bank account to speak Chinese. Cha-ching, cha-ching. If we replace the me with the we, is that okay?
Yes.
So we got to be team-driven. You know, the next thing is we got to be production-driven versus politics-driven. So many people today focus more on politics than they focus on production. You know, we have people climb up through the ranks instead of congratulating them, instead of high-fiving them. What do? We hate on them. We judge them. Here's what my mentor taught me. If someone in the company is winning and they're growing, that's time to celebrate, because if God blesses your neighbor, it means he's in the neighborhood. Because here's what I thought. Here's what I thought. If someone can do it, that means I can do it. I promise you, every single person in front of the room that you're going to get a chance to hear from today, when they got started, I promise you, they probably had less going on for them than you have going on for you right now. And when I got started, I had less going on for me than they had going on for them. Because it doesn't matter how you start, what matters is where you're going. It's all about production. So many of us, we care more about what people think, we care about being liked, we care about all these different things. When in reality, what we need to do is produce. You know, one of the greatest teams in the world was the Chicago Bulls, and Michael Jordan was leading it. How many of you guys remember that time? And one of his final games, he played against the Utah Jazz. And they were down a couple of points, 1 minute left. Can you imagine what would have happened if it was politics driven? Can you imagine? Minute left, Phil Jackson huddles up his team. And he goes, okay guys, we're going to get the ball to Jordan. And then one of the bench warmers goes, excuse me coach? We always get the ball to Jordan. Like, I've been on the bench, can I get the ball? Like, what would have happened if Phil Jackson said, okay, you know what? Let's huddle up, let's sing Kumbaya, let's give the ball to the bench warmer, and let's let him do it. What would happen? They would lose. What would the newspaper read the next day? Apply fire and get new coach, sure or not true. Right? Because some people are like, why does JC always go to get in front of the room? Why does Michelle Wilson always get in front of the room? Because they produce, because they make it happen. So many people want a seat at the table, but what do you bring? Now here's the good news. It doesn't matter where you start. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to become great. And so when I saw that, I got excited, production driven, because you know why? Numbers don't lie. Numbers tell the truth. Who wants the truth? Well, you can't handle the truth. Because the truth will piss you off. But it will set you free. I promise you, in the next couple of years, if we get beaten, it's not because of lack of talent, lack of skill. It's lack of production, lack of work ethic. Now, looking around the room, you guys are like, oh, I thought Julian was a yellow. It's pretty aggressive. Because the timing is now. Because they say in a lifetime, you're going to have 2 great opportunities coming to your life. How do you know if this is your first or your second? Because I'm not going to let time pass me by. Are you? Nope. Because here's what it is. I love it. You got to be commitment driven versus feelings driven.
Yes.
What is commitment? Who can tell me?
Commitment is doing it even though you don't have the right. Just going all in, man. Just going all in.
I mean, think about it. You can't spell ballin' without all in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? You got to be commitment driven. Commitment is doing the things you said you're going to do long after the mood is set. Commitment driven means I'm going to show up whether I feel like it or not. Think about it. What if we only put in work when we felt like it? What can we get done? We got to be commitment driven. There's going to be times when you don't want to show up. In fact, the times when you don't want to do something and you need to do it is the times that you grow and the times that make you a champion. How many of you would follow a kamikaze pilot that's been on multiple missions? Nobody. You got to get committed. You got to draw the line in the sand, step over and say, you know what? My life will never be the same. In fact, the lives of the people that come in contact with me will never be the same. To be committed. Can you get committed?
Yes.
Even when you don't feel like it?
Yes.
Would it be worth it?
Yes.
Okay. You know, so many of us, we care about feelings, right? We want to be loved. How many of you guys want to be loved? Let's be honest. How many of you guys want to be loved? Okay? We want friendship. We want to be accepted. But you know what the easiest way to be loved is? Fail. Because when you fail, everybody loves you. I can prove it to you. How many guys in the room ever had a girl break up with you? By show of hands. Right? Some of you guys are lying, ego-driven right now, right? No, I break up with a girl. Right? That means you have commitment. she was like, whoop, whoop, anyways, you know, let's go to the strip club, let's get your mind off things. Think about it, when you lose your job, what happens? Everybody comes to you and says, hey, it's going to be okay. You know, you're better than that. Let's find a new job, whatever. And you know what's so scary? The number one problem in the world, I think, and the number one addiction in the world is problems. Because for some reason, somewhere down the line, we associate, if we fail, we don't feel good, if we're a victim, people are going to come and comfort us. So many of us get so addicted that we want encouragement. That's why we fail. That's why we hurt ourselves. That's why we don't try. So that way people can tell us how good we are. Let me tell you what you're missing. You're not missing. You don't need encouragement. What you need is courage. Waiting for someone to show up in your life to make you feel good. What's going to happen when that person doesn't show up?
Right.
So guess what? The easiest way to be hated is to win.
Hello.
You know, when I started making money and I changed my life and I was traveling, I thought, man, when I go back to my hometown, all my old friends are going to create some kind of parade and celebrate my victory, right? But it wasn't like that. They started hating on me. Isn't that crazy? Kobe Bryant, considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Can we agree?
Yes.
Can we also agree he's probably one of the most hated basketball players of all time?
Yes.
Conor McGregor right now, whether you like him or hate him, he's considered one of the greatest UFC fighters. Did something that everybody else said he couldn't do.
Yes.
Which we also agree is one of the most hated.
Yes.
Right? The easiest way to be hated is to succeed. And here's what I want to share with you. That's never going to change. You know, me and Cliff, you know, we have a really good friend. I mean, this gentleman in the industry makes over $200,000 a month. Is that a lot of money?
Yes.
Can we agree he's probably credible when it comes to business?
Yes.
And he was sharing with us that he's going to start a business coaching business on the side to mentor and coach you how to build successful businesses. And even already making $200,000 a month, him telling his friends and family, they're like, why would you do that? How do you know you can do that? What makes you think you're qualified to do that?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? It's never gonna change. So my question to you is this: would you rather be loved and fail, or would you rather be hated and succeed? Because think about it, if you're being hated, it means you're doing something right. Now if you're sitting in this room and you're like, I'm not being hated, then you need to step up your game.
Hello.
Step up and get 20. Right? You know, I'm telling you, step up your game. Because if you're hated on, that means you're doing something. Dogs don't bark at parked cars. You know, being liked, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I said I'm not going to cuss a lot. But, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, people pleasing is going to get you nowhere.
Nowhere.
In fact, let me tell you something. People pleasing is a form of being an asshole. Because it's very disingenuous. Because if you're a people pleaser and you're not telling people what they need to hear, you're not being honest with them, it's really saying that they can't handle the truth. Because so many of us want to be loved, so what do? We baby our teens. We don't tell them what they need to hear because we're afraid they're going to quit. But guess what happens? We're not giving them the tools, so they're going to quit anyway. Every great leader, not all great leaders were liked, but all great leaders were respected. So I would rather you focus on being respected than liked. Let me ask you a question. When you signed up, did you sign up for friends or did you sign up for success?
Success.
That's what we need first. Your success first, friendship second. Because you're here for a reason. Now what's crazy is the reality is you've got to be mission driven versus money driven. Because if it was just about the money, we'd all be rich. Is that true?
Yes.
I remember when I first got started, when I started having results, my friends would say, all Julian cares about is money. And I used to say, no, I mean, I don't really care about the money. But I'm going to be honest with you, now I really care about the money. Not so much about the money, but it's what the money can do. Does that make sense? But we got to be mission driven. It's not just because we have the sickest comp plan in the world, do we have the sickest comp plan in the world?
Yes.
Right? But we have an incredible mission. Why? The number one problem, I think, man, you know what? Financial literacy. Most people today don't know how to make money. Even fewer people know how to keep it. Almost no one knows how to multiply it.
Wow.
That's the problem. WG's the solution.
Come on.
That's our mission.
Right.
Every great company had a mission. I mean, think about it. Amway, multi-billion-dollar company. You can hate on them, but they're doing billions of dollars. They had a mission.
Hello.
Two people start in American Way. Two people go out there, 2 by 2, just to share great quality products. Mary Kay, billions of dollars. Why? Because they had a mission to go out there and give equal rights to women. Is that powerful?
Yeah.
Herbalife, multi-billions. Why? Obesity problem in the world. we have a mission. It's to solve people's financial problems.
Hello.
And you gotta fall in love with swimming upstream.
Yes.
You know, the story of the koi fish is such an amazing story. There's a legend in Asia that there's a river that connects all of Asia. And koi fish, they represent overcoming adversity. And they say thousands of koi fish swim downstream. But every once in a while, there's one that swims up. Like that koi fish starts swimming upstream because of the legend that you can become better. That there's freedom on the other side. But you're getting distracted by all the other fish that tell you you're going the wrong way, you're going the wrong way. But here's what happens at the end. At the end of the river, the koi fish that makes it, there's a waterfall, the final test. And as it swims up to the waterfall, the gods look down and bless it and turn it into a dragon where it's no longer confounded by the water and it can fly and go as far and wherever it wants. You see, all the leaders that you're going to see in front of the room, we were like you. We're not like you anymore. We used to get distracted. We used to swim upstream and people tell us we're going the wrong way. Now when people tell us that, we look at them like dragon food. We just eat them up. My question to you is, can you stay focused on swimming upstream?
Yes.
Yes.
Why stay a fish forever when you can become a dragon? I mean, think about it. Rich people don't get rich because they're lucky. They get rich because they're willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do. Are you willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do? Okay? Because I'm telling you, right now, the company is going into the history books as the biggest, the baddest, and the best, and it's going to do it with or without you. Woo!
Hello.
6 months from now, we're going to have regional events of over 500 people a month.
Yes.
And this is not just theory. Every speaker that you're going to hear in front of the room has done this. I've done this. Mr. Cliff Bronte, monthly meetings over 5,000 people plus.
Damn.
So this is not theory. We've done it over and over and over again. So 6 months from now, this room's going to be over 500 people. Some of you won't be here because you're going to find a way to be a coward. Some of you are not going to be here because you're going to find excuses when you need commitment. Because you're going to listen to all the people that are going to tell you it's not going to work, it's not going to work.
Yep.
You see, my training is not really a training, it's actually kind of a statement. Because I'm letting you know where I stand, I'm letting you know where the leadership stands, I'm letting you know where we're going. Because you know what, for the longest time I used to get so bent out of shape. Because when I would talk to my friends after I made it, they would be like, oh, you left us, you left us, you left us behind. And I don't want you to think that we left you behind, because in 6 months from now, if you're not here, you didn't get left behind, you chose to stay behind. I mean, think about it, all these people, Conor McGregor, Michael Phelps, LeBron James, you know all they have in common? They're champions. That's what the rich people are. They're champions. They got in the ring, they fought the fight, they won. Because guess what? The agony is going to be worth it when you have the medals, the trophies, and everything to back it up. Every single one of these people in front of the room, on this picture have lost. Conor McGregor suffered a big loss. Michael Phelps fell out of the public eye because of some drama. LeBron James, same thing. But you know what they did? Instead of letting things make them bitter, they let things make them better. Think about it. Who sells the most t-shirts? Who sells the posters? Who fills the room? Champions.
Yep.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for champions.
Yes.
And you know what champions are? Champions are average people with above average drive and above average ambition with an ability to stay focused on the end result. Woo!
That's right.
Can you pull it off?
Yes.
What if it took you 2 to 5 years to pull it off? Would that be okay?
Yes.
Some of you are like, man, 5 years is a long time to get rich. I'm like, no, 40 years is a long time to stay broke. What if you had to go through a couple of crappy years like I had to? Would it still be worth it?
Yes.
Let me tell you, man, my parents, they used to give me so much crap. This was my first cars, a Ford Taurus. It's actually a lot nicer than mine. Mine was 2 colors, red and rusted. It had a time belt issue, like, you know what I mean? And I remember the point that changed my life forever. I was working at a call center for Edison, and working at a call center, you know, for customer service is horrible. You meet some interesting people. And that was a job that my dad got me. And I was was so fed up with all the politics, I quit because my mentor said, Julian, there's one person in Texas that wants to get started. I'm willing to let you sponsor them if you're willing to go out there and stay there and build. Keep in mind, up to that point, I never made money, but I wanted it so bad. I packed everything into my car, and I drove to Houston, Texas. Let me tell you how far Houston, Texas is. If you leave California to Texas, when you hit the border of Texas, you're only halfway there. When I got there, my car died right away, and I had to get it scrapped. They had to tow it away. I called my dad, and I said, Dad, I need some money. I don't have a car. The car that we got, it kind of died, and we salvaged it. My dad looked at me and goes, you left your job. You drove halfway across the country. Your car died, had to be towed away. You ruined your life. You messed it up. What makes you think you're going to get rich? What makes you think you can do this? And I looked at my dad and I'm like, Dad, isn't it obvious? It's just a car. In a couple of years, I'll be able to buy whatever car I want. Can't you see it? But you know what the reality is? My dad couldn't see it. In fact, 50% of the people you meet won't be able to see it because they're blind to opportunity, they're blind to business, they're blind to wealth, they're blind to investment. Because if they saw it, they'll be here. For me, 5 years, I wasted 5 years of my life because I let the doubts of other people creep into my mind. Jim Rohn said it best, be less afraid of the thief in the alley after your purse, but be more afraid of the thief in your mind after your opportunity. I wasted 5 years of my life because I was afraid, because I listened to their doubt. What if they were right? And the moment I gave up that doubt, everything in my life changed.
Man, come on.
I don't drive a Ford Taurus anymore. And I'm here to share with you, it doesn't matter where you're at right now. What matters is where you want to go. Because we're looking for champions. We're looking for people that want to fly. We're looking for people that are willing to be warriors. People that are willing to get in the jungle, grab their machete, chop down the trees, and pave a road that wasn't there before. Can that be you?
Yes!
Because I'm telling you, the company's going to make it happen with or without you. They've gotten this far with or without you. And they're going to keep going. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bit afraid. But I'm scared of different reasons than you are. I'm scared of getting left behind. That's why I'm getting insecure. So I'm sharing this with you because I'm super excited. And I know the next 3 years, history is going to be written. And again, the gun's already fired. Just 3 years. That's all we need to do. Just 3 years of working as hard as we want, and then you can slack off for the rest of your life. Is that okay?
Yes!
So I'm super excited. Thank you for listening to me. I'm super fired up. And here's what I'm going to share.